So, should we stay or should we go? Let's find out. It's a big choice. Options on the table. Welcome back to Glory Hunter. Ben, hopefully you know by now. And let's delve in then. Are we staying or are we going? It's June the 30th and things have happened. And just to prolong it that little bit more, lots of you don't think we should go. Some of you think we should go. We're going to talk about all the options and why I've ultimately decided to do the thing I've decided to do. And I don't know if you're going to like it or not. So it's time for the big reveal. I've made a transition. You know, we might as well use it. So then, viewers, here we go. This is the decision that we've made, as I managed to turn the lights off in between that. I was going to be cool about it, but I can't. It was so quick. We are staying at Milan. We are not leaving, but we arguably had the option to. So this sort of episode isn't an episode you do in a regular save because the idea of leaving isn't really regular in a save that I do on YouTube. But in Glory Hunter, these episodes mean something. Keeping a track of what else happens in Europe means something. So let's talk through why we've decided to stay and what options we had when it came to leaving. So we talked about it at the end of the last episode, didn't we? We said Chelsea were there, maybe. You know, we had Atletico Madrid, Zebra were an option as well for us. We could have maybe gone there. They've hired Zidane. So if it's their 125th year and they've hired Zidane, I am petrified. Now, often when clubs have a big year, they go out and spend more money and they try and make it into a really special year. Not only that, as I say, they've brought in Zidane. He was quite good at Madrid. And speaking of Atletico, Atletico Madrid, Antonio Conte has gone there. I mean, you could have arguably seen them go the other way. Probably a bit unlikely, but they've got an Italian going over to Spain, and Zidane, of course, known for his time at Real Madrid, has come to Italy. And we then have stayed. I say it as like it's my choice. We've stayed at Milan. I inquired about the Atletico job and I became the favourite for the job. The fans thought it wasn't a terrible idea. And my first year here in Italy was kind of respected, and I was happy about that. As we go into the future season, you can see that, by the way, the first time ever, there just isn't a good right winger in this league, apparently. Just no one's filling that space. But we go into this season, third favourites behind Zebra, behind Inter, and Atalanta, who won the league, remember, still back down in 7th again. I feel for them. Of course, we're in the Champions League with the possibility of dropping into the Europa League. It's not a competition we still need to win, but we are in Serie A, and as I say, we are at the 30th of June. There is stuff to talk about. There are about to be transfers completed, both in and out. And I thought I'd share those with you now. So it's not just a conversation episode. Things are actually happening. Financially, as things stand as of right now, of course, we've had all the sponsorship money just come in. So £126 million. Still 46 million left to spend, which, as you'll have been able to work out, means I've bought a few players. And I feel like I want to start with this man who decided to retire. I thought he was going to leave me and play somewhere else at the age of 40, and that was going to hurt. But actually, he's just retired and had a lovely time doing it. And it should be said, right at the very end, he got best player of the season, he got best striker of the season, and was in our season 11. Of course he was. Ended on top. And what a career this man ended up having. Another 15 goals for Milan. People thought his career was over when he went to America. Absolutely destroyed America, came back to Italy, where he'd been before, of course, did 3 years before at Milan, and then did 3 more, and had a phenomenal season. A 7.55 at the age of 40. You're not going to find too many players doing that. Disgustingly good. But he's now... Actually, can I sign him as a coach? Yes! Right. Hang on a minute then. Get him in as a coach. Whatever. Join. If he goes to be a manager elsewhere, not a problem. But the fact he's now friends with me enough to become a coach, I'm happy. Now, the big thing here is, as we look at the scouting centre, because Zlatan's left, we have a lot of wage budget available. A lot of wage budget. So we can hopefully do some really good business come the end of this summer window. But this is sort of the middle episode. So just very quickly, before we come to the transfers, I think it's important for you to get a gauge of what's going on in the game world outside of just Italy, because again, decisions get made on where we want to go. City won the league quite comfortably in the Premier League. There are quite a few points actually ahead of Liverpool. United not too far behind them. Arsenal sneaking in ahead of Chelsea. So going to Chelsea would have been a Europa League campaign, and that wouldn't be the worst thing. It should be said, they've stuck with Tuchel. They're giving him one more season. Obviously, the end of last year for them, I don't know if they won anything at the very end. A couple of championships happened. They're still in it, in fact. But yeah, Champions League second leg were knocked out to PSG. In that, PSG actually went on to beat Liverpool in the final. So they've won a Champions League now. I think Poch might be there for a little while, which is a problem, really. That was one of the big problems we had in the last Glory Hunter. PSG got a new manager in. He was there for 14 years, and that was that. And it was like, oh, okay, I guess he's never leaving. They never wanted me for that reason. Tottenham, Chelsea, I say, are struggling a little bit then, based on what we'd maybe expect. If we go over to Spain, we talked about it a little bit. Their league table's still there, actually, fortunately for us. Madrid top it, Valencia, Barcelona, Sevilla. Atletico Madrid go into the Euro Cup 2 thing. I mean, the conference, I'm glad about the Europa Conference is not for me, so I'm kind of pleased, really. They weren't a whole far lot off fourth, but considering they won the league the year before, to then finish so many points, 24 points behind Real Madrid, who win a league title. It's pretty crazy. Over in Germany, this is not going to surprise many people, I don't think. Bayern win the league, Dortmund not too far behind, Wolfsburg, maybe the form of Leipzig, a little far down. Of course, I managed them in a previous Glory Hunter. Having an interesting time of it. Any of the people, Hertha Berlin down in 13th, just thought I'd notice it. So yeah, again, Germany, kind of as you'd expect. And then who do you think won the league here? Yeah, you're right. But closer than you think. Lyon not too far behind. PSG, despite winning the Champions League, had a pretty, I don't know, testing time, I'm going to say, in Ligue 1. Again, the rest of the teams in the top six, kind of what you'd expect. Maybe the order, slightly different, but yeah, still. Really think that Lille won the league the year before. They've struggled to get anywhere close this time around, but who can blame them? They got a league title last year off PSG. Take it, Lille, and run with it. So that's how it's working out right now across Europe. And I mentioned then, without any further ado, let's get to the transfer business that we've done. Let's continue, and you can see some there. A couple of these, well, one of these, I don't think you'll be that surprised about. Of course, we're having to replace players that are leaving. Zlatan, Martial, and you can maybe, hopefully, just about read the two names there that read Cavani and Adeyemi. And that then will be my new foil ahead of Dybala. We're going to receive lots of money for TV rights over the coming year. Lovely stuff. All these loans are finishing. I forget in Italy, you end up with about 50,000 players, so that's always fun. And now Kea's out for 3 to 4 weeks at the very start of pre-season, which is just what you want. Let's see these boys join us then for the first time. I want them in. I want to put them in the team. I want to see how it looks. I don't think they've quite ticked over yet. It's only 8 a.m. on deadline day. I say deadline day. What's the reverse of deadline? The deadline opening, I guess? Not the transfer window opens. Just read what it says there, Ben. Got the achievement, rushed signing. Rushed? What do you mean rushed? Sign a player recommended by your scouting team on short-term focused assignment. Welcome, Cavani. So there they are. 2 players brought in that I think are kind of perfect for what we need. Now, Cavani's been brought in because of the aerial prowess that I believe he has. Similar to Zlatan, only 6 foot tall, but again, really good heading ability, really good jumping reach, and all-round play is better. He's very, very similar to Zlatan. Great finishing, great mental attributes, but he can actually run a little bit more because he's a little bit younger. So that 5 years he's got on Zlatan might prove quite pivotal. 135k a week, I actually think is pretty good. Like a lot of people thought United was his last hurrah. Last year for United, 6 starts, 7 goals. If he comes in, and of course he knows Italy very well from his time at Napoli, I'm confident that we've got a good player there. Karim Adeyemi, on the other hand, wow, this guy could be the difference maker. Of course, he's going to have to live up to the phenomenal season that Martial had last season, and system-wise, we're not going to change it. From what he looks like at the start of the game to what he looks like now, he develops in the first season at a ridiculous rate. And I think that for the transfer fee we've got him for, it's 10 million up front, 25 over a period of time. But I think it's a brilliant fee for what could be a fantastic player. Great work rates, great technique. Again, the pace is terrifying. Great dribbling ability, along with decent finishing. I think we've done well there, especially when you consider Martial and Zlatan are leaving. It makes sense for us. Romagnoli, as we sort of touched on before, is off. He's going away to Liverpool on a free transfer. A really good player, but again, a player we didn't feature. I guess when you look at it, we played him a lot, but we didn't play him as much as maybe I thought we would at 16 starts. I guess we can afford to lose him on a free. It's one of those, really. Centre-back is definitely an area I need to improve upon, though. It's definitely somewhere where we're going to have to make signings. So, when you look at the team, when you look at the future of what I think we're going to be, we've still got the likes of Leao here, of course. Giroud still here as well. You stick Dybala in that shadow striker role straight off the bat. Cavani to come in as that deep line forward, and then Adeyemi pushed up there. And immediately, like, you're pretty happy, right? I don't really know. By the way, this man, Ben Benacer, apparently it said Benacer. Someone said, I'm actually well. I know Arabic very well. It's Benissa. So I've been saying it right the whole time. I don't know. At this point, I don't know what to believe. Maybe different people say it in different places, and I don't know. Ishmael. I mean, I'm not getting that bit wrong. But he's an interesting player because is he? Well, I don't want to say one of the problems, but is he one of the players we can improve upon? 24 years of age, still got a little bit of room to manoeuvre in terms of growing. I don't know. He's an interesting player. I really like him. He's natural on the left side and things like this. It makes a lot of sense in this side. I'm just not sure. As for Kessie is getting a lot of transfer interest. He's had bids from 4 clubs so far. United and Newcastle still interested. Arsenal bids rejected. Barcelona bids rejected. And seemingly their interest has waned. I want 80 million for him. That is basically why it's happening. I started at 88, went to 85. I want 80. I've been offered 65. Would you have sold Kessie for 65? Viewers, I don't know. What's your point with Kessie? I'm curious in the comment section. What would you go for? The rest of the side, as I say, pretty good. I like Mike in goal. The Dream 11 have him as the best goalkeeper in the league. Whether that's true or not, it's hard to say. Salameka's one side, Hanana's the other. I think the makeup of the team, despite its changing up top, is actually pretty good. I love Tonali in this role. I think he's so good there. Again, the midfield balance just feels right. Whether we play Dybala as this deep lying forward and Cavani becomes a bit more secondary, I'm not sure. Dybala is not the physical presence up front in the same way that Zlatan or Cavani or Giroud would be. But it is an option for us to have a more creative player a little bit further forward. His finishing's very good. Of course, agility, fantastic too. It does become an option. And if so, does this player need to get better? We still have Diaz here. He's still a part of the side. Of course, Bakayoko is here, I think, as well for 2 years. There's 2 long loans that they have, which is pretty unusual. But 2-year loans for both Bakayoko and Diaz means they're still here for another season. I don't necessarily know where we need major strength. It might be someone to play alongside Tomori, who I think is a phenomenal defender. So good, really good for me last year. If you're playing a save and you're looking for a defender, Tomori to me is pretty high on the list, right? There's like Lacroix who plays for Wolfsburg and a few others that are very good, but he kind of fits that mould perfectly. Lacroix I would love to get in, by the way. He would be a brilliant sort of player to play next to him. But I don't really mind having someone like Kea. He's got the experience. Yes, he's not got the pace necessarily these days, and Ron McNally leaving, again, might feel like a bit of an oversight, but I guess it's going to depend on who we bring in and if we could put someone next to Tomori. Again, I think having Kea here as sort of the third choice defender feels perfect to me, but getting someone again next to Tomori that's going to give us a little bit more presence maybe at the back, that might come in handy. Again, Kea, great defender, 6'3". When I say presence, I guess I mean physical presence, like in terms of that acceleration and knowing that if we're going to have balls played in behind, we can chase back and get there. Sometimes we were beaten centrally because of the lack of pace on one side, and Tomori, while doing the cover job, was good. It did still cost us goals now and again, so we have to be aware of that, especially when you're playing wing backs on either side. It's a danger, viewers. The other question, of course, as well, is do we create a second system around all of this? Do we have a system where we play Dybala as part of the front three, or have him on the left side of Cavani, who plays more centrally, and maybe it's more of a hold-up role? I don't know. Again, a lot of options for us. Money to be spent. Again, the real story here is that we are staying at AC Milan for another season. But of course, and this is the joys of Glory Hunter, I find, if halfway through the season it's either not quite going to plan and jobs become available elsewhere that I think there is potential to win domestic honours or, again, European honours, then we have the opportunity to move. Ordinarily, 1 or 2 of those jobs do crop up and become available, but it tends to be at the end of seasons when you're looking at managerial merry-go-rounds. And that's kind of what I was interested in with the Atletico. If Chelsea have obviously got rid of Tuchel and with the Zebra job, if those managers take managers from other big clubs, then we've got something fun is happening. Right now, Simeone's, I think, available. So we know that a team will probably go for him, and that's the manager we appear to be battling with. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we get on in this next part of Glory Hunter. I find the conversation like this really cool. I hope you do as well. I hope this is part of the journey for you, and I hope if you're doing your own Glory Hunters, you question every decision you make. And again, maybe I regret not pushing more for the Atletico job, going for those big jobs at the right time and knowing when to go for them is a crucial part of Glory Hunter. We have 19 years now, and someone made the point, and a lot of you agreed with it, and like, we've built a bit of this team already. We've brought in Dybala. Obviously we've got Adeyemi and Cavani here now. and I do feel like I know the team. I feel like our system's really strong, and I don't think we're that far away. My concern are the things out of my control. What are Zebra going to do? Are they going to go big in the transfer window? Are they going to bring in some key players? Chiesa and Morata are already signed up. If they go big in the transfer window now, and maybe they sell a player to then fund some other things, that could be... I just noticed the Regani there. He would actually not be a bad... Sorry, viewers, you've just caught me there. He wouldn't be a bad, like, third, fourth choice at that price. Yeah, if they go big on some players, then we've got a problem. Of course, when I realised this job was available, I had a real good look through the team to conclude whether I would actually move or not. And I was thinking about my system and how we would fit the players in. Alexandro one side, Cuadrado the other, De Ligt and Bonucci sitting. Like, it's not that different. Szczesny in goal, Kulusevski, Bentancur. Why didn't we leave? Why didn't we leave? I think strikers probably would have had to be sorted out. I may have even gone for like Cavani, although Morata's there, and again Chiesa. You lose him as like a wide option if you play the system that I play. So you've got to consider all these things. Same would go for the likes of where is he? Kulusevski, who I think's fantastic football manager. Big fan. So yeah, good chat. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Of course, tomorrow will be the full transfer reveal. I gave you a little taste today with Cavani and Adeyemi, and I'm going to be reading the comments today as well. Let me know what you would do. Thoughts in the comment section down below, and then so this video comes out at 5. I'll probably do my transfer window in the evening, and of course you'll see the episode tomorrow on what we do. So comment section, scout for me. Okay, with love, with care, for it's until next time. I'll see you again very, very soon. Things are happening. Kessie, will Kessie leave? That's the bit I'm concerned about. But anyway, we move on. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.